My helpful coworker kept messing up my work on purpose, so I stopped fixing his mistakes and let him expose himself. So I used to work a pretty normal retail job, nothing fancy. There was this coworker, let's call him Jake, who everyone thought was super reliable. He'd always volunteer to help me when things got busy. At first I thought I was lucky, but I started noticing a pattern. Whenever Jake helped, something would go wrong later during my shift. Inventory counts would be off, labels would be incorrect, orders would get entered with tiny mistakes that weren't obvious right away, but would absolutely come back to bite us when management checked. And somehow it always ended up being my responsibility to fix it. At first I thought it was coincidence, then I caught him once double-checking my work and subtly changing things after I left the area. Not huge changes, just small enough to cause problems later. I didn't confront him, I just started paying closer attention. So next time he offered to help, I said sure, but I stopped fixing anything he touched. Instead, I documented everything. Photos of labels before and after, screenshots of inventory entries, times and dates, everything. And I waited. A week later, the manager calls me in. There are multiple errors tied to my shift. Jake is also there, acting all concerned like, "Weird, this keeps happening with your work." That's when I pulled out everything. Calmly showed every single change he made after touching my tasks. The room went quiet, really fast. My manager starts going through it piece by piece, and Jake tries to explain it away as accidental corrections. But then comes the final twist. The manager checks security footage from the back office, and it literally shows him leaning over my station after I leave and editing my work on purpose. No ambiguity, no excuses. He immediately goes silent. Long story short, he gets written up on the spot, gets moved off my shifts permanently, and later I hear he was put on probation because this wasn't the first complaint about him fixing other people's work. Meanwhile, my name gets cleared completely, and my workload actually gets easier because nobody trusts him to help anymore. The funniest part? A week later, he tried to apologize to me like nothing happened and said, "We should just move past it." I just said, "Yeah, I think we already did," and walked away. Karma!